Now, the city of Amritsar witnessed chaotic scenes. The local police station of Ajnala had hundreds of supporters breaking barricades, attacking the police station. Amritpal Singh, a self-proclaimed Sikh leader and a supporter of Khalistan movement, has been consistently issuing threats, demanding the release of his supporters. He and his supporters have been booked under various provisions of the Indian Penal Code. He has issued repeated statements threatening that if the police does not release his supporters or the members of the organization, there would be adverse consequences. The border state of Punjab has had tough lessons learned in the 1980s during the peak of the Khalistani movement, and any kind of lapse on the law and order situation has a direct bearing on the national security. Why has the Punjab police not arrested the man so far? Is there any man organization bigger than law of the land or the rule of law? First up, a special report.
Dramatic scenes unfolded in Punjab's Amritsar today. Hundreds of followers of self-proclaimed Sikh preacher and Waris Punjab Day chief Amritpal Singh Sandhu gathered in front of the Ajnala Police Station. They were protesting against the FIR filed against Amritpal and the arrest of his close aide Lovepreet Tufan. The cops also made heavy security arrangements, laying barricades to prevent Amritpal and his associates from reaching the police station. But Amritpal Singh and his supporters came prepared as well. Armed with swords and guns and even a small bus, they breached the fencing outside the police station. Soon they clashed with the police, who ended up lathi-charging the protesters.
ਭਾਈ ਅਮਰਿਤਪਾਲ ਹੋਣਾ ਦੇ ਸਾਥੀਆਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਜੋ ਅਧਿਕਾਰੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਪੂਰਾ ਜੋ ਮੁਕਾਬਲਾ ਜੋ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦਾ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਾ ਹੈ.
But Amritpal and his supporters shoved their way inside the police station, where he issued an ultimatum to the cops.
ਇਹ ਬੰਦੇ ਸਿਰਫ ਪੋਲੀਟੀਕਲ ਮੋਟਿਵ ਤੋਂ ਪਰਚਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੈ. ਹੁਣ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਕੋ ਹੀ ਮੰਗ ਹੈ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੰਮ ਮੈਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਜਿੱਦਣ ਤਿਆਰੀ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਵੀ 1 ਦਿਨ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਦਿਓ. ਮੈਂ 4 ਦਿਨ ਦਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਬੋਧ ਸਿੰਘ ਵਾਲੀ ਸਟੇਜ ਤੋਂ. ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨ ਜੋਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ. ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਵਾਰਨਿੰਗ ਦਿੰਦਾ, ਅੱਧੇ ਘੰਟੇ ਜਾਂ ਘੰਟੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਰਚਾ ਨਾ ਕੈਂਸਲ ਹੋਇਆ, ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਹੈ.
Within an hour of that threat, Punjab police climbed down.
ਵੀ ਮੁਕੱਦਮੇ ਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਖਤਮ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ, ਜੋ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ, ਔਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਵਿਸ਼ਵਾਸ ਦਿਵਾਇਆ ਕਿ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਪੀਸਫੁਲ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਹਿਣਗੇ ਔਰ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਨਸੁਖਾਨੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਏਗੀ.
So what explains Amritpal Singh's clout that the police and the administration in Punjab have both decided to turn a blind eye?
Well, we'll tell you about the clout and why the police is turning a blind eye. We have the Punjab Chief Minister's office, which has categorically said that no one is being released and no FIRs are being quashed or taken back by the authorities. Listen. Well, that was the word that came from the Punjab Chief Minister. Let's also tell you who is Amritpal. The 29-year-old Amritpal Singh Sandhu is now being called the new poster boy of Sikh radical politics in Punjab. He hails from Jalupura Khera village in Baba Bakala Tehsil of Amritsar. He left for Dubai back in 2012 and worked in the transport business there. He returned to India last year and took over Waris Punjab Day. This particular organization was founded by late Punjabi actor and lawyer Deep Sidhu. Deep Sidhu, you remember, died in a car crash last year. Amritpal then announced his presence in Punjab on the 25th of September 2022 last year, when he participated in a large gathering at the Sikh holy city of Anandpur Sahib. He was baptized according to the Sikh tradition. 4 days later, a Dastar Bandi or a turban tying ceremony was held for him in Moga Rode village, which was the native place of slain militant leader and Khalistan ideologue Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale. The ceremony marks Sandhu's official installation as the head of Waris Punjab Day. During his Dastarbandi ceremony, he allegedly openly declared Bhindranwale as his inspiration. Amritpal's demeanor, attire and oration are largely an imitation of Bhindranwale. His recent public gatherings attracted a sizable crowd. His major support base is the youth of Punjab. he typically speaks of working on larger religious and social transformation in the state. He focuses on solving the problem of drug addiction and believes that taking youth back into the Puritan form of Sikhi is also the key objective. In October last year, Amritpal Singh initiated over 1,000 people into Sikh faith and said that it would result in de-addiction within the youngsters. In November, he began a month-long journey across the state to encourage this. But what is making the establishment nervous is his open support and demand for Khalistan. Now, Amritpal Singh claims that there is a continuous genocide, quote-unquote, of Sikhs in India. Take a look at some of the controversial statements that he has made. First, he claimed that the main issue right now that Punjab is facing was slavery and India's colonial rule in the state. He goes on to say that the dilution of Sikh values, encouraging Sikhs to cut their hair and shave their beard, are all part of this quote-unquote silent genocide in Punjab. He further said that Sikh empire was lost to the British in 1849 and we are asking for that empire to be back. He further claimed that the idea of Khalistan is not for a separate state. It sounded like we were connected to something. He also says that the point is that we were forcefully taken into Indian nation by the British. There was no India before 1947. It's not just the provocative statements. Amritpal Singh and his aides have had a very questionable and an objectionable history. Just 2 days ago, he threatened Union Home Minister Amit Shah and cited Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's, the former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi's fate. He was booked for kidnapping, theft, voluntarily causing hurt at a police station in Ajnala. He's not been arrested so far. In January, Amritpal Singh visited Mohali to show solidarity with those demanding the release of Bandi Sikhs who are convicted in the prison on militancy charges, very serious charges. He warned of action if the Bandi Sikhs are not released. In December last year, his supporters allegedly vandalized chairs at a Gurudwara in Jalandhar and set them on fire. And in November, police booked Bhagwant Singh, a close aide of Amritpal, for allegedly posting pictures of him holding guns on social media. One reason for Amritpal's rise is a sense of disenchantment in Punjab. There's a restlessness due to issues like unemployment and drug addiction. There is also anger over delay in trying the sacrilege cases of releasing Sikh political prisoners. Remember, it was the socio-economic issues that had fueled the separatist Khalistani movement back in the 1980s. Before, it was dealt with an iron fist, quashed, and normalcy returned only in the mid-90s. Amritpal's radical posturing has prompted many politicians in Punjab to point that he may destabilize the state. Amritpal on his part claims that he is working for Punjab and is opposed to all those who are working against it. So why has he not been arrested so far, and what is stopping the police authorities to take proper action? Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Hemant Attri, who is a senior journalist. We also have Mr. Ranveer Sharma, who is the former IPS officer. Mr. Attri, coming to you first. What explains the attitude of the Punjab police? If he is named in a particular FIR, with those serious charges that I have just categorically elaborated upon, why hasn't the police gone ahead and arrested him? He is a man who's openly daring the Union Home Minister, issuing statement one after the other that threaten the national security. What explains the Punjab police reticence?
Anusha ji, it simply explains the reluctance of the Punjab police, precisely. See, what he has done in last, say, about 2-3 days, forget about what he has been doing for last, say, about 11 months.
Yeah.
He openly threatened Punjab police of what happened today. And see the, most unprofessional attitude of Punjab police. They didn't even issue prohibitory orders today in Ajnala. And what happened thereafter? Thousands and thousands of people, they gathered there and they attacked the police station and they flouted every norm. They were carrying, weapons. They were carrying everything that they could have. And what was Punjab police doing? They were just simply trying to stop. The issue is Punjab police is a very, very professional force. They must know how to control these kind of situations. He had openly given a threat that we will tell you who we are.
Yeah.
And what Punjab police did in turn, they simply allowed them to gather there, do whatever they wanted. Now, coming to your second question, Imagine somebody threatening a person like Home Minister of India openly with the dire consequences which Mrs. Gandhi, faced. There is no FIR till moment we were talking, you and me are talking.
Yeah.
What kind of governance it is? See, there can be party differences. There can be so many ideological differences. But a government is chosen for governance.
Sure.
Where is governance in Punjab?
Where is
What
governance
kind
in
of
Punjab?
things they are happening?
That's the question I want to take to Mr. Ranveer Sharma as well, the former IPS officer. Sir, the peak of militancy in Punjab is a memory that has taught us a lot of lessons. With that in mind, and this man who claims that Bhindranwale is his ideal, he should be dealt with an iron fist. What is stopping the Punjab police? Mr. Hemant Attri was talking about the unprofessional attitude. Is there a lack of political will as well? Mr. Sharma.
I agree with ma'am that there is a lack of political will because police has to work under the leadership of political will, because whosoever is a DG or a IG CID, he has to take order from the political bosses. The political bosses, if they don't have the political will, if we have to control such types of incidents, then police became helpless. Now, in this case also, police was not prepared well, number one, because they were not having the maximum policemen who can control the crowd. First thing. Secondly, if they don't have the police force, now their only thing is to make some amicably arrangement, which they did it. If it's all right, if there is just some hanky-panky from the police side also and from these people also, later the thing should be verified. So, to control that situation,
But
which
Mr.
was...
Sharma, I fail to understand. What kind of amicable solution you can have with an organization or a man like this who directly issues statements against the national security, who's repeatedly making secessionist remarks, who's openly demanding a separate state, who's a borderline issuing threats to the Union Home Minister? Can you really have some kind of quote-unquote amicable settlement with an organization and a man like this? Mr. Sharma.
Ma'am, there were 2-3 things. The first thing, there was not enough force to control that crowd of thousands of the people, number one. Number two, they were attacking the police thana where their man was already behind the bar. So their demand was to cancel the FIR and release that man. Secondly, at that very moment, to control the situation, I think police have taken the right step. Let it be later on, we'll verify the things or we'll find out the truth. What was the actual truth behind this scene? Now, there was a lack of, leadership in the police department also and the political will also, that both the things, दोनों चीजें इकट्ठी नहीं होने की वजह से, gap of communication होने की वजह से, भीड़ ज़्यादा होने की वजह से.
As a student of history, and if one were to go back to the period of 1980s, you require political will to deal with people like these. Mr. Hemant Attri, coming to you, what explains the lack of political will? Amritpal, can a man like him be, left scot-free? If he's making statements like these one after another, why can't the police register a case and arrest him? He's already been named under multiple FIRs. He's not been arrested even in those ones. He's been openly saying, I'm named in the FIR, come and arrest me. That's an open dare.
Anisha ji, Punjab police is one of the most professional forces in this country. What is happening right now in a place like Ajnala, that despite an open threat by somebody like this gentleman, they are not able to prepare for themselves. Who is responsible for that? Precisely the police leadership is there. My worry is somewhat larger than that. It's a border state and this particular place is a border area. It's 40 kilometers from Punjab border. But the Punjab government is playing with. Anusha, believe you me, the kind of things that they are happening today, they are bound to go beyond control for the very simple reason that this gentleman is testing the nerves of not only the state government, but also of the union government.
Absolutely.
See what is happening now. The kind of threat that he posed today. You tell me one thing. If Punjab police had not those kind of proofs with them, why in the first place they arrested this gentleman? And if at all they have arrested, they are interrogating, they are getting all those proofs. Where is the reason for all this tamasha? The thing is, it is a unbecoming kind of a thing as far as the government is concerned. And one has to understand the sensitivity of it. As you rightly pointed out in the initial thing, there are three very major points. First is socio-economic, second is drug menace, and the third and the most important that we are forgetting is our proximity, particularly of this area with Punjab, with Pakistan, and the kind of weapons that they are being thrown every day through the border by the drones. We have to understand
Ranveer
that
Sharma, as we come to the end of this discussion, I want to have a forward-looking perspective from you. I'm sure that the union government is watching the situation very, very closely. National security is a matter that this government has taken very seriously. When it comes to the next few days, next few months, if this is not taken into control, this is likely to get worse. This is simple math for anyone. What do you think should be the action from the Punjab police? Is there a case for an intervention by the union government as well? Mr. Sharma.
Yes, there is a requirement of the union government also. They should also talking with the political leader as well as the state police also. Both these police, they have to take actions. Now they require an action now, because without taking the serious actions against the gentleman, he's not going to be, control the situation. That the main point is, why he is against the country, why he is taking a separate decision for the separate country like Khalistan and all. Because on this particular situation or incident, police was not, I think, well prepared about the incident.
Mr. Hemant, closing comments from you. Is there ground for the union government to intervene?
Anusha, very, very simple thing. One more point. There was an agitation going on Punjab-Chandigarh border. And what happened there? Same kind of situation arisen, and many people from Chandigarh police were, hurted for the very simple reason due to non-preparedness. The same thing happened today. Almost half a dozen policemen were, injured today, and 8 to 10 protesters also injured. The thing is, when they will get a, real lesson of how to prepare for such kind of eminence, they are miserably failing, and the country will have to pay a very heavy cost if they don't mend their ways. Union government also needs to effectively intervene, because they if you remember, last October also, they had cautioned Punjab government to keep a very, very close eye on the activities of this gentleman. And still all these things are happening. Anusha, this is a very serious situation emerging out. And Punjab police, Chandigarh police and everybody has to quickly learn. Otherwise, we will miss so many things that it will be very difficult to repair. That's a real worry. And both the governments need to learn it immediately and quickly.
Well, Mr. Hemant and Mr. Ranveer Sharma, thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. National security is not a matter in which there can be any kind of settlement. The Punjab police needs to deal with elements like Amritpal with an iron fist. We can't have a repeat of what we saw in the 1980s in the state of Punjab. Now on to another interesting